Hello, everyone. Welcome to our live. I'm going to call in the beautiful Heidi Abreu, and we're here to talk about the divine neutrality concept for an empath. So I'm going to just add her as a collaborator.
Hello! Look who
Hello!
we have with us.
I got here. Oh.
Welcome, welcome. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you. I'm excited to be here with you and to have our convo today. And yeah, just to share, just to be in the space, right?
Love it, love it. Me too. So, just a little bit of an introduction about what we're here to do. So, also who we are. So, we both met because we are both Akashic, cosmic Akashic readers, galactic Akashic readers, and we started practicing with each other. And suddenly, the concept of sacred neutrality came up. So, Heidi, do you want to talk a little bit more about that and anything else
Yes.
you want to talk about?
Oh, yes, yes. Well, as we were coming to a close together, what came up was how beautiful the neutrality was that we connected in the neutral place, the neutral space, and how good that felt during this time. And I know other people are seeking that and that they're wanting connections where they are feeling neutral and it's a safe space to be with another human being right now. And we're holding each other in this neutrality. And I feel like whenever we hold each other in space together, it's sacred. And so when we can work with this sacred neutrality and go into places and spaces with others, groups, relationship, that's a big feel and a big vibe during this full moon that we're going into too, is how are we creating with each other? How are we in our relationship with each other? And how do we play with sacred neutrality? How do we find it?
So beautifully articulated. I love it. And that's the thing that I really love in our co-creations. The expression is so poetic and so on point. Some of my lovely friends are joining. So hi Modo, hi
Yes.
Maudo, hi Sakshi, and hi Tracy. You're also welcome. And yes, I really feel like that resonates so much, and it has been a part of my journey as a human and as an empathic and empathetic human, which I suppose at some level we all are, and we're all growing and expanding in that area. And I remember I used to share with a friend that I don't know why I'm always crying. I'm such a crier. Every time something happens, I'm witnessing somebody. There's some story that comes up in the records or whatever happens. I'm always crying. So lovely to see you, Sakshi. um, so my friend said, when you come to a space of, from an empath, you step into the aspect of a divine empath. You,
Mm.
yeah, you come to this idea that, or you come to this radical, deep, profound acceptance that everyone is on their path and everyone is doing okay, and that all you do in your magic is witness with love, and that has a very neutral feel to it.
Mm. That has such a neutral feel to it.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. Taking out, gosh, yeah, walking the walking the life as an empath, right? Feeling all the feelings so deeply, um, and so lovingly. There's such an honoring to the empath and the empath's path
Yeah.
that we walk, because it's very, it can be very intense. And yes, our nervous systems really are so open to the information that is around us. And that's how we're processing. That information's coming into us, and we're processing it each in our own individual way. But sometimes it's crying, releasing. Sometimes it's the laughter, it's the giggle. It's how is it moving out of you? There is no wrong way, right? Like, we aren't wrong in feeling so deeply, or it's part of it's part of our magic. It's part of our magic. And
Part of
when we
the
can,
beauty. Absolutely.
yeah, and that sacred empath, the divine empath, it's just mastering the transmutation. It's mastering, it's the alchemy. It's exactly the things we've spoke about before, in that sense of how does that come out for you, though? How does that alchemy transform, and what is it to you? And accepting. There's an acceptance and a grace that we can have, where a knowing of thyself, the know thyself, like, this is part of me, this is who I am. And now we're in sacred play.
I love that. Yeah, it's just really so beautiful that when we are in that space of love, when we are in that space of surrender, and we're witnessing someone as a friend, as a healer, or we're all healers, as a friend, as a sacred witness. There are so many languages of that love, and one of the languages is like we do, giggle. you know, giggling,
Just
it
let it
just
bubble out.
releases the tension straight away. It's just so easy, and it puts people at ease. And like we were talking, exactly that. Other people think, oh, you're laughing. Like, what is so funny? And in my mind, I'm like, you don't know. That's my alchemy. I'm trying to alchemize the pressure here.
Yes, it's a release,
Yeah.
right? Exactly. That release of the pressure of the energy. And as empaths, I know we've so often heard growing up, it's just always in the story of, you're too sensitive, you're feeling too much, or some of these words have been, said. And especially younger years, we are in a more open state where we may receive those as truths. And so as we grow into who we are, and we grow into this very powerful magic that is within us, we then come to those spaces and places where we can own it as a beauty. We own it as part of our toolbox of healing. It's a way that we relate, and it's a way that we show up. It's a way that we show up for ourselves, for others, and in our relationships.
Yes.
And that is, like, it's beauty. It's beautiful. It's divine.
And yes, it is a feminine quality that men and women use. So it is nothing about gender in this, but our society has allowed women to cry, but men to not cry and be empathic or empathetic in that expression. So they have had to, I think, at least for a few centuries, or maybe 2,000 years, in a way, they have had to and this is not related to religion, this is just the information that I've seen in the records. So in the last 2000 years, we've had to have somehow a more masculine society, because probably we needed that structure, or we needed that level of focus to bring our civilizations together. And within that space, men have really been the ones who had to kind of sacrifice unknowingly that beautiful and essential expression of their empath. Because of course, like some of the men that I have in my life, I can say my brother, there is deep joy in him tearing up when I share my stories, and he tears up with joy. He's a crier. Okay, you know, I think I'm going to put him out here a little bit. Also, that's the point. Like, he doesn't subscribe to the stoic kind of society where we just need to be straight faced, and whatever we feel, just go into the strength of the mind. Like if you watch Star Trek, to be like a Vulcan. And he really feels it, and he expresses it in that way. And I find that very liberating and freeing, because it makes things easy. At the same time, I do understand that when somebody is witnessing me without any reciprocity or expression, or alchemical way to transmute my emotions, to help me transmute my expression, what comes up is sometimes something I like, and sometimes something that I don't like when I'm sharing. So I'll give you an example. One of my friends, she is a beautiful, she does beautiful tea ceremonies. She's in Singapore, and I have not had the privilege yet to be in with her in a tea ceremony. But we've traveled quite a bit together. We went to Tasmania together, to Egypt together, and I'm sure that this is just the beginning. So what happens with her is she creates this beautiful space of silence. And, you know, of course, tea would be most amazing. I'm leaving that in the universe. And yet when I sit with her, she holds the presence in sacred neutrality and silence. And sometimes I want an approval. So because I have expressed something, and I really want somebody to respond and say, this is okay. It's okay for me to feel this way. And she neither gives acknowledgement, nor does she give any kind of punishment or a restriction that you can't express yourself this way. And so I am left to be in my own soul's authority. And, you know, one of my friends, my dearest friends, is here, Ashi, and, you know, she and I were talking yesterday about how that can be a little bit difficult sometimes. So,
it's huge.
Yeah. And like, to really step into your sacred authority is to fully accept the perfection of the imperfection of yourself on this journey. And when that comes in, there is neutrality. And when that is in the process of coming in, if that's the direction in which somebody wants to go, that sharing of space with sacred neutrality, it acts like a mirror. And a mirror of exactly what is, not what is better, not what is worse. And yet it is done in a very safe and silent way. So things that have come up when I have been in silence with her, and I think I can only think of her. I've actually felt like I needed a little bit of an acknowledgement, saying, oh, it's okay that I'm feeling this way, or, oh, this is happening, so that must be sad, or that must be happy. To just give some kind of a label to whatever I'm going through, it really helps, and I've been used to it. So when somebody doesn't give that, but is lovingly holding the space, that's a different experience.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God. Yeah, it's liberating. I don't have to express, I don't have to put a label to it. I don't have to identify it as something and put it in a box. I'm okay to feel whatever is coming up. And I really feel that magic about sacred neutrality. And, interestingly, when we were doing the session, just after the session, that's when this happened, right? Like I said, Heidi, I'm always crying, when I'm witnessing. But today, I'm in this beautiful, ecstatic, silent joy. And you were in the same or a similar state too. So there is that, I would say sacred neutrality is an energy efficient way for an empath to be and witness somebody. How do you feel about that?
Yes,
Oh,
I think
amazing.
it feels like a next level. It feels like something that is coming through and is possible as we're all, collectively transforming and transmuting emotions. And things may look a little wild in certain ways, but there's moving towards a release of fear. And the more inner work that we're doing in releasing our own fear and the transmutation and alchemical shifting and changing that we're doing internally, and that we've all been working very hard. Many of us have been working very hard at doing. The more of these sacred neutral places that we create, and the more it's something like you're saying, it's felt, it's in an emotion, it's in a feeling. So you can start to feel it as you get into places and spaces where people are doing it. And the more that we can be in those spaces with each other, the more it just spreads, it shares. You're able to hold the frequency too. It's a frequency gift, and it's like once you get in there and you feel it, you're like, yeah, you know what? I wasn't sure if this was possible, but this is possible.
Yes.
And it's really like I can feel like this is sacredly neutral, but it's exciting. Like I was like, this is exciting. It's a beautiful place where we're allowing that frequency to come down, and we're grounding it. We're grounding it in our relationship, whether it be 2 people, 3 people, 4 people who are experiencing it. And it's a beautiful thing to take forward into another place and space, just like this beautiful friend of yours is sounding. I'm just like, oh my goodness.
Oh, she's amazing. She's amazing.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. She's such a beautiful friend, a sister. And I remember this one memorable time when we were sitting in the Sahara Desert, and there is this place which is kind of like, it's called, I don't know what it's called. I remember it as the Mushroom Garden. No, that has nothing to do with psilocybin. But it's kind of like a place that looks like, in a very ancient time, this was probably the ocean bed. And these beautiful rock formations, they just are like white blobs of marshmallows dropped everywhere. They look like that. They look fluffy, and then actually, porous rocks. So we sat on one rock, which actually looked like a table, and we were watching one of the most memorable sunsets of my life. And she said, "Did you bring your phone? We need to take a picture." I'm like, "No, I just didn't want to bring anything. Just wanted to sit here in silence with you." And she said, "Me too." And she had no phone. I had no phone. People on the trip were like worried, like, how come we're not taking pictures? And that moment was perfect. I don't know how many hours we sat there, but we just sat there in silence, looking at the sky, which was kind of like slowly and slowly dimming and dimming and dimming and fading away. And it was just so complete. It was so complete. No,
This feeling that when you're speaking, it's like, and this is how I felt the other night, after we had finished, we were just in the sacred neutrality because we were just in presence. And in that presence with the divine, and all is well in these spaces. And that transmission of like when we're in that sacred neutrality and all is well, because we're in our own presence and the presence with the divine.
And in a way, that separation of the me and you is also completing itself. So there is a combined space where a lot of communication is happening, and it is happening at such a subtle level that it's, as I say, it's energy efficient, because the the juice of that communication is being expressed in that sacred silence, the sacred loving witnessing, and there is no word that can top it. Like, silence, there is nothing that can make that experience even better. So I really feel like that really does it. And I know one of my friends and she's my mentor teacher guide, Victoria. She, I would see her as one of the channels of the sacred, silent and neutral empaths, because she does a session. Somebody can even, like, I might even say to her, I'm absolutely dying right now, I'm in pain, or I'm in joy, or whatever my range of emotions is, and she holds it with the same expression, and I know I'm received. And the way she puts it is she never takes it on, and that is amazing, because I feel like when I'm unconsciously taking on the emotion to process for someone I love, I'm doing that to help, because I feel like they need my help, and I'm in a position to give them some help that they cannot take for themselves right now, which is, of course, the part of the empath that gets activated, because you want to share your energy, you want to share your love. And at the same time, the sacred empath aspect is the the sublime aspect of it, that they are on their own journey, and I'm going to lovingly hold the vision that this works out for them and they are okay. And to hold that vision with that faith brings that neutrality and that real juicy grounding. Um, have you experienced that? How do you feel about it?
Yes, this is right on point. I've tried to get into a mindset of having some different, like, words, verbiage around what I'm saying when it comes to this of when you take somebody's journey away from them, you actually take their wisdom. You could take a healing by trying to do a thing for them. I've seen this a lot, actually, over the years with many people who I've worked with and talked to, different light workers and different things. Sometimes when we think we are healing, helping, we're actually taking a space where that person can find their own self-autonomy, their own wisdom, their own source, their own power. It's very, right? Like, but if you hold that sacred neutrality, if you're holding space, you're still there. There's the support is still there. The love is still there. The compassion is still there. So you are doing your thing and your magic is able to flow and you're able to feel good about that, because as we know, like, right, like it can build up if you're not using it. This thing can build up and be like, I gotta go somewhere.
Yes.
And it can. You're just directing it. You're focusing the energy in a little bit different way. It's like a little bit of a tweak. And in that space, you're doing something, I think, that's just like, again, I'm like, it's an up level. It's a next leveling in space holding and healing and being. And it's so effortless. There's less doing and there's more just being. And it's really powerful, that transmission, the transmissions of silence. And just what silence can hold in a day and age where we have so much noise. And being held
elegant expression. I love it.
and being held there with another human who gets it, who loves, who has compassion, and who feels it all so deeply. You know, you don't feel alone in your silence. You may not know what to do with it at first, right? Like that feeling, wait, I need them to say, I need, what do you need? That's interesting. What is it that you really need? You don't really need anything. Not that.
And that's so true. I relate to this because there are times when in my journey as a coach, I was going through this ICF certification, whatever this is, which meant that I could now be a support or coach for executives and senior leaders and things like that around the world. And it was quite a fancy thing. And what it actually was the skill of asking questions without suggesting anything, asking questions with love and with care, and not having and resisting any temptation to offer your observation or guidance, and to just hold that space. So it's like, something so badly right now. No.
Yes, you know, like I got my opinion. I got my, you know, I've been through this myself, you know, which often that's not saying that can't be a helpful
yes, that's
thing
a
at some
big
point in
one.
time, right? Absolutely. But the art, I call this the art of asking questions.
Yeah.
Because it really takes quite a bit of practice to do that, to get into that space of, because there is a neutrality that you're having to hold in that space with the opinion, and allowing the person to really answer those questions. And you find that their epiphany, their paradigm shift, the big shift within them is when they answer the question themselves and get the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be that safe conduit and support to hold their expression and completion of it. And in that trust, I feel like it's just such a beautiful thing, right? To hold that space with faith that they've got this, they'll work it out. I'm here because I know they'll work it out. So it's that silent holding of that space with such an empowering flavor to it, such a respectful flavor to the spiritual evolution and journey of the other person. And most definitely, or more often than not, their action and their conclusion will not be the same as yours. But that will be their greatest learning. And I love that part where you shared, sometimes we may be taking away from that if we offer to participate in it with our emotions, with our thoughts, with our contribution to that conversation. And yes, I would even say sometimes stealing their lesson or stealing their experience. And that's not
Yes,
intended,
there's
it's unconscious.
no, there's also even unconscious agenda.
Yeah. Like I
That's
I
real.
don't I was like scolded, like when I had a pet at home, I was scolded. So I would have some things that really trigger me. I know that was a random example that never happened, but I'll share something real in that sense. So we are three siblings, and I'm the eldest, I'm the oldest. So I would always feel responsible even if it was not my fault. And so I would just, say sorry, or I would say, yeah, it's my fault, or this is what I did, which contributed to it. And what that would do is it would act, in a way, it would protect my brother and sister, or not so much, but at least I would try. And that started to show up in my other interactions. And
Mm-hmm.
when people would say, and let's say I got to the other side, and now I know that not everything is in my control, and that's my journey. And yet, I do have a passionate trigger when somebody talks about taking responsibility or feeling guilty, both ways, or not taking responsibility. So it is those very specialized streams when people share because they relate to your journey in a very specific way. Um, that's where we have something to share because we are learning. We are learning the new thing by thinking that we are sharing with others or helping others, but we are learning. And I think that sacred neutrality is a space where we get the opportunity, or where if we can allow that opportunity for the other person to allow it to unfold for them in their own unique way. And that being a way to say, okay, that's how it can be done as well. That's interesting. So to really take it in that. And I think the level of judgment, and this I would quote my beautiful bestie, Jess. She shares this a lot. Jess Beard, and she does beautiful alchemical work with the archetypes, the soul archetypes.
Mm.
And she would always talk about this sacred neutrality and how this very subtle aspect is just so helpful for converting the judgment. Oh, this has happened, and I judge this situation to do this, to transform into discernment.
Mm.
And yeah,
Yeah, because there's taking the charge. I could see that you're taking the charge off of the situation so that you can have so that you're clearly having discernment.
yes. See, look, this is what happens when you find two gigglers together.
Yes, yes,
So
that's
in all
really
the people,
powerful.
yeah, sorry.
No, go ahead.
So in all the people who've joined us, what are your expressions when you are witnessing someone? Do you find yourself giggling with other people? Do you find yourself asking questions, emoting and expressing, or suggesting, or giving an advice, or having that thing about stepping back and being a sacred witness? Like, where are you, and what do you feel about your journey? If you feel like sharing, please put it in the chat or the comments if you're watching this later. We'd love to know, and we'd love to witness you. Hmm. Beautiful. So as they are coming in, I was wondering if we could journey into a small meditation and bring through the magic, bring through the codes with our song, with our love, with whatever is coming through, and share that as medicine for all of us who are on this journey.
That sounds beautiful. Yes.
So allowing yourself to tune in, staying in this space, in this moment. There's nothing more to do, just to observe your breath and to observe the presence in this moment as best as you can. Any thoughts that are coming in, this is the opportunity to be your own sacred empath and silent empath. So witnessing this with neutrality and allowing them to just flow through you like waves or flow across you or outside of you while you're still connected with the presence of this here and now. I pass this on to you, Heidi, if there's anything you want to add and take us on this journey. Send me putting you in the spot too.
No, this feels really beautiful. I just feel this energy coming in to give gratitude to, yeah, to all of the living beings where we are on the planet right now, your city, your town, your space, just giving gratitude. To all of your wise and well ancestors, all of your guides, beautiful higher angelic beings coming through, just really excited and supportive of the celebration of holding sacred spaces in all of these places, Instagram lives, wherever you're holding your sacred spaces and places, and sharing you, sharing your codes, your frequency, your joy, your laughter, as we're all teaching and we're all learning at the same time. And we give space for mistakes and we give space for silliness in our sacredness. And there feels just like a really beautiful transmission coming through for everyone who wants to feel that space of sacred neutrality right now. And there's that feeling of just bringing your hand to your heart and taking in a breath, exhaling. And feeling into the healing of that silence. So grateful. It's beautiful. Back to you, Samriti, if you have anything you want to share in that transmission.
Oh, this is so beautiful. Thank you so much, Heidi. I like language transmissions coming through. Yana siaraka la tukuru kuna tuka. Yarairu kutura ilaira kainasa. Yanoru surukura kutura kula inaita kara siaraka. Inasi, inasi, inasi. Inaluru kurukuturukai rukala iranaita kusurukaya. Ayasaya, yasaya. Ayataya, ya, ya. Aya, ya, ya, ya. Aye, Sacred neutrality is not numbing your feelings. Definitely angelic frequencies here. The sacred neutrality is this expression of feeling and being in the balance and harmony. Allowing this medicine to work through you, having faith that the magic of the soul always finds its transformation, always finds its transmission and transitions in the presence, in the moments, and everything is divinely perfect. Beautiful golden codes. It's kind of like overlapping circles, almost creating a multidimensional flower of life all around. So I'm seeing that for each person listening to this, if you allow, there is this beautiful golden energy expansion happening within your soul that's bringing down these sparkly golden codes. I suspect it may have something to do with Heidi and my channeling through the Venusian energies a few days ago.
Yes, I was seeing that too, Samriti. I'm like, everybody's being gifted this beautiful transmission and this frequency, and it's like golden. I see it as like golden starlight just coming down around everyone, the crown, the body. It's in the aura, and it's just beautiful. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. Thank
And
you for
yes, I
that
am
light
complete.
language. Woo!
Wow, it feels complete for me. If there's something you want to share, Heidi.
No, this feels beautiful. That is perfect. Absolutely divine. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm just reading the chat. So Tracy is sharing that I overtalk at times and I'm working on holding sacred neutrality and asking questions. Oh my God, I love this so much because I'm also the one to like quickly, frantically talk to break the silence sometimes. And I don't mind being the awkward one, but just to break the silence. And sometimes there's no need to break that awkward silence, you know? So I very much am on that journey with you. Thank you so much for sharing that. And yeah, as we close this beautiful space, I want to thank every person who has tuned in, whether live or in the recording. This is reaching you at a time that is perfect. So I wanted to share something that I'm doing as an invitation, and I would also pass it on to Heidi. And who knows, Heidi and I might do something together and we'll keep you posted. So I am hosting a beautiful retreat in Egypt. I'm bringing through, I've been called to bring through light codes in sacred sites. So starting from meditating inside some of the one of the most ancient pyramids in Egypt, not the Great Pyramid, the pyramid that was built by, who's believed to be the father of Kefren, I think. I may be messing up the name, but this pyramid is called Dashur. So we get a chance to meditate and be in a light language transmission. In the Shur pyramid, we go to the land of Akhenaten and connect with the energy of the one who said all is one and all is one source. So it was just such a revolutionary idea back then. And, you know, seeding and receiving that medicine and grounding that and earthing that medicine in this time, we get an opportunity to do that. We meet the three goddesses of Egypt as we go to each of their temples across the Nile. And we come back and complete the trip by being between the paws of the Sphinx in a very special entry and a channeled meditation there right at sunrise. It's one of the most magical experiences. I have had it before, and I would love to share this medicine and this gift with you all. So anyone who's interested to be a part of that, please just reach out to me and we'll explore this together. And thank you so much for the trust and the co-creation, your love for co-creation. And I pass this on to you, Heidi.
Thank you, Samri. That sounds so beautiful. That's so exciting. I'm so excited for everybody that's going to connect and be in those frequencies with you. That's it's life-changing just to have a session with you, but to have an experience like that, that's next level. So thank you. Thank you for continuing to offer these places and spaces to co-create, and everybody joining in here and who watches later, like, we really feel your energy and it's beautiful, and you're part of this empowerment and this shift and these beautiful transition and spaces and places. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for continuing. I just feel this message coming through at the moment. Just thank you for showing up. Thank you for continuing to show up when it feels hard. You're felt, and you're this just such energy coming from the heart. You're so important. Woo. You're so important to everything that we're doing and everything that's happening as we bring in this golden age, as we bring in these different frequencies. You're part of those frequencies. Thank you. Yeah. Wow. There's so much gratitude flowing through those. The angelics are just pouring out their gratitude for you to receive. Be in that receiving space now, and it is yours to receive. Ooh, thank you so much, Samriti, for having me. I have a business, Divine Octave, Galactic Akashic Records, Cosmic Blueprints, soul guidance, everything, all the different modalities and energy healing that I've brought together for Divine Octave is, thank you, is for self-empowerment, for your divine sovereignty, for connecting to your soul essence and the divine within you. And yeah, if you feel so called, I'd love to hold a place of sacred neutrality for you.
And I vouch for the beautiful gift that you have, Heidi. I feel so blessed to know you and to get
Thank you
to
so much.
co-create with you. So anybody who's listening to this, give a treat to your soul by coming and co-creating with this beautiful woman here. She's literally a goddess. So yeah, I absolutely feel like it's just such a pleasure to co-create in these spaces and meet amazing people.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I agree. There's so much joy. There's so much joy to be found in each other right now. That's reach out to each other right now, create with each other, find ways to play with each other, that feel sacred and feel good, feel divine. Ah, thank you,
Yeah,
Samriti.
I'm feeling that. Okay, is that another transmission? Oh, I'm feeling it.
I know. I feel like they could just keep coming.
Yeah, yeah, let it flow, let it flow. That's coming.
Finding our mm, when we say soul family, I think sometimes it can get misdirected is what it's feeling a little bit here, but no, our alignment within ourselves, our divine and our worthiness and our love coming from our heart center, and then reaching out in relationship to those that resonate with your frequency, your energy, that feeling. Do so much of that right now. We all need each other so greatly. And that love means so much. Smile, laugh with each other, come together, come together in that sacred neutrality. And they're just giving this gift of this really beautiful rose quartz, pink, juicy love energy here at the heart center as we come to a close, and as they come to a close working with us. And this co-creation is important for you to know. This are your angels, your guides as well are here, very connected into your lineage of wise and well ancestors. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So it is, so it is, so it is.
Magic. Thank you so much, gorgeous. And hi, Krishna, and hello, everyone else who's just joined. Thank you for being here with us. Oh, I also wanted to leave a line. My Egypt retreat is 2nd to 14th Feb 2025. They're like, tell the date, tell the date, tell the date. I'm like, this is not the time. I've already finished talking about what I wanted to say. Thank you so much, beautiful. And thank you, all of you who've been a part. And I'm just reading the comments. Thank you for holding sacred neutral space and the gift of inspiration to practice it. Oh, just so lovely to co-create and witness with each other.
Yeah.
And I love that so much. Thank you, Krishna. Awesomeness. Okay, that's
Yeah,
great.
it's beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, my brother has joined.
Oh,
Hi, my brother. I gave your examples about sacred neutrality, so you can go and check out the recording. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. And we're going
Thank
to
you.
post this on our accounts so you can catch the recording, and we'll put it up on YouTube as well. We'll put it in all the places where you can find us. So we'll see you in the next one. Love
Yeah.
you, Ed. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.